Son of a bitch. And that's a compliment, man.
Welcome to California. Today's episode is all about Cali beers.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Do Stuff Drink Beer. I'm Dan, and I'm glad to have you here, man. I'm glad to be back. If you remember, I was gone for quite a little while here because of, number one, it's the warm season and I'm an HVAC tech, so we've been getting nailed. I'm talking nailed with 100-degree weather. Okay, for the past 3 days, as I sit here now and record this, we are in day 3 of triple digits here in New Jersey. It has been absolutely nuts. And guess who's been on call the whole time? That's right, me. So I haven't been able to have a beer. I haven't been able to do an episode. Not to mention, I also just got back like a week or so ago from a trip to California. So what I do, besides being an HVAC tech, besides being a teacher, is I go out and I work for a school, nationwide tech school, and I help to go out and build out their classrooms for the next generation of techs. And I was just building one out in Rancho Cucamonga, California. So I was able to spend a full week there. It was gorgeous weather. I met some really cool people, and I even went to a brewery. Surprised? I'm not. So what I really was surprised about, however, was that not one person that I talked to the whole week used the word cha or radical or dig it or anything else, stereotypical things. People out there were just super chill. And I got to meet a bunch of people. Look, here's some people right here. They were pretty chill. I met those people over at a brewery, and one of those beers from that brewery is on today's show. So it's going to be a rank your beer, and I'm just going to do 3 different California beers. It's actually going to be different types of beer. Usually I stick to like the lagers and the pilsners and the ales. Today is going to be a little bit different. I got a mix up of 3. So let's go to beer number 1.
Hangar 24 is out of Redlands, California, and they're bringing us their orange guava, which contains tropical guava and locally grown Redlands oranges.
Dude, can I talk a minute about the oranges in California? I don't know what it is out there, but all of their citrus, I'm talking their orange, their lemons, their limes, pineapples, all the freaking citrus out there. If pineapple's citrus. Is pineapple citrus? Anyway, it's got such a sweetness to it, such a distinct, different flavor. And obviously I've had stuff, I'm in New Jersey, we're not known for our oranges, but I've grown up being on the East Coast. I've grown up Florida oranges being the hot shit. Let me tell you something, these California oranges are the freaking bomb. So much so that I packed like a dozen of them in my check bag to bring home. They are so stinking good. So anyway, so if this is local oranges out in California, this one's gonna shape up to be an awesome beer. Let's check it out. Like it. There we go. Like it. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So, right away we can see that it's quite hazy. It's got a good sniff on it. And that brings me to the 3. In case this is your first episode with me, let me explain something. I use 3 parameters to determine whether the beer is good and how we're going to separate our favorites here. Number 1, it's going to be the sniff. What kind of notes are you getting off the top? What aromas? What does it smell like? Does it make you want to go in and drink the beer, right? Number 2 is going to be the taste. Obviously, that's why we drink it. We want to see what it tastes like. But it's more than that. How does it roll over the tongue? Are you getting some kind of different flavors versus what you got with the sniff? Is there some kind of sourness, sweetness, bitterness, blah-de-blah-de-blah? What are you picking up, right? And 3 is going to be the finish. So what does that echo coming back taste like? When you have your mouth closed, what kind of things are coming up in the back through your nose? What are you getting? Is it something different? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? And does it make you want to go in for that second sip? Okay, super important. So now that being said, let's dive into our first one. This here is Orange Guava from Hangar 24. Hangar 24, by the way, is out of Redlands, California. Redlands is just east of Rancho Cucamonga, where I was staying, San Bernardino County. Everything's kind of flat from the air. The whole area kind of looks like a motherboard. Very grid-like patterns, very small buildings, and I didn't understand why. Then I realized they got shaky ground out there, so they don't build them too tall. Just a pretty face, folks. Sometimes I'm not that smart. Let's get into this. So, the sniff. Wow, I'm getting the guava. You can definitely get the guava right off the top. The orange is kind of muted, or it's really blending in. And it's super cold, so it hasn't really released it. But this seems to be like one of those beers that you want to drink cold. Like you don't want to let it blossom like a darker beer or a porter or stout, doppelbock, shit like that. This is a fruit beer, so you're going to want to drink this nice and cold. So I'm not getting too much off the top, but it's like a sour. It smells like that sour, and I wonder if this is a sour. It just says tropical fruit ale, so it didn't say sour ale, it just says ale. So let's see what the taste is like. The guava, man. Over the top guava. I shouldn't say over the top. That's the first thing you get. You get more guava than you do the orange. But it does taste like it's there. It's just not as pronounced. Yeah. Definitely a nice little refreshing tropical beer. And it says right on there, tropical fruit beer. I mean, they didn't lie. It's exactly what you got here. On the finish, that's where you get the orange. And it's almost like if guava was on stage, and it's introducing the show, and all of a sudden it says, ladies and gentlemen, oranges. And out comes oranges for its little tap dance or whatever. That's kind of what I get from it. It was, the guava is, wow, big guava flavor. And then it just kind of recedes, and then you get that nice orange flavor. Specifically, the orange flavor that I fell in love with Florida orange. Listen to me, California oranges. Over that week that I was out there, it's a very bold orange. It's very sweet, and it's like no other orange that I've ever had in my life. So that's what came through, and I'm glad to taste it again because I'm not flying back out to Florida for oranges. Because I'm not flying back out to California for oranges. Very nice. Very nice. So, by default, Hangar 24 is in first place. Beer number 2.
Beer number 2 is brought to us by Ballast Point out of San Diego, California, with the Aloha Sculpin, named after the California scorpion fish. This guy stings you in the mouth with a combination of hops that mimic the flavors of pineapple and guava without actually having the fruit in the beer.
I know what you're going to say. If you've been watching me from the beginning, then you know that I'm not a huge fan of IPAs. I did one on our brewery spotlight at 5 Dimes. You can actually see that clip right here. But at 5 Dimes, it was not your typical hoppy, sour, bitter, IPA. It was delicious. So it actually turned me on to saying, you know what, maybe I ought to give IPAs a chance. So on that note, I picked up beer number 2. Wow, look at that. It's got a very nice color to it. Very nice color. Very nice color. Nice little collar on the top. Hazy. I mean, I can't get more of a West Coast IPA than going to the West Coast and getting an IPA. That's a 7. That's a 7. 7.0 right there. But it's your IPA, and you figure on an IPA that's pretty low. It doesn't really say much on the can. You know, I'm like one of those guys that likes to read the can when I drink. So, it doesn't really say what's in it. So it's just like, hey, it's Ballast Point. It's hazy Aloha Sculpin Ale. Sculpin. Sculpin. Aloha Sculpin Ale. Aloha, what are you thinking? Because I'm thinking like pineapple. Obviously, you're going to have some grapefruity kind of flavors with it because it's an IPA. But I think we might also get some of that California orange. I don't know. We'll see. The can doesn't tell me much, so let's go in. First the sniff. Wow. Okay. Yep. This is an IPA, all right. So if you're a fan of IPAs, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I just got hit with. It's that particular I'm an IPA kind of sniff. Okay. It's got I could tell it's going to be a little bit hoppy, but it's got the grapefruitiness. This almost reminds me a little bit of our Ross Navasink IPA. It's got that same kind of thing. We actually put ruby red grapefruit in the beer, and that's kind of what I'm getting off the top, which wouldn't surprise me with the California produce. Okay, let's see what this taste is all about. It's hoppy. It's oh. Oh my Lord. I don't know if you can't really see the goosebumps, but they're there. You know how the thing with IPAs is you get that bitterness and it sits toward about 3/4 of the way back on your tongue and it just sits there and stings. But before the stinginess, there was an intriguing flavor. Of course, you're going to have your grapefruitiness, but there was something else in there. And I got to hit that again. Oh, that got up in my nose. Yeah. Yeah, once your mouth gets used to the bitterness of an IPA, the flavors are actually pretty amazing coming through. Huh? I'm putting up to my ear like, oh, I'm going to hear something. What the fuck is wrong with me? It's the heat, folks. Oh, and you can tell that's a 7, man. You know, going from a 4 to a 7, you know, you can feel the jump. But it's got the stinginess enough to where it'll make your tongue numb after a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that dances on your tongue, that little bitterness, that's there. But not a bad flavor. It's hard to kind of put it up against the other one because this guy here is just an ale. This is an India Pale Ale. So they're kind of in the same family, but it's a wee bit different. Okay, so I have to kind of rank these. So far, unfortunately, because of my prejudice against IPAs, I have to put this guy behind the Hangar 24, and I'll tell you why. It's not because, you know, I'm going to carry a pitchfork and a sign saying down with IPAs. It's not that. It's that I can't really get behind the stinginess and the bitterness and things like that. Even though they had really cool flavor, it wasn't there long enough. If it hung around and I had more of that citrus and that tropical and all that, man, I'd be in that all day. But I have to go by the 3, and the 3 being the last one especially, being, do I want to go in for that second sip? Not with that one. Not with that one. I would love to have tried some more of Ballast Point stuff, but this was the can that I was able to grab before I left. I would love, Ballast Point guys, if you're listening, man, I would love to try some of your more of your stuff, man. This is actually pretty awesome, but for my palate, unfortunately, it's number 2 for me. Quick commercial time. Folks, don't forget you can go and get some of our merch on our Sticker Mule shop. We have these t-shirts, we have coasters, we've got stickers and magnets, all kinds of stuff. So go to stickermule.com, search Do Stuff Drink Beer podcast, and check it out. All right, cool. So we're at last, beer number 3. So beer number 3 is from Hamilton Family Brewery. Hamilton Family Brewery out of Rancho Cucamonga, California is giving us one of their best-selling wheat beers, Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack boasts bright tropical flavors of pineapple and orange without being overly sweet. As you see, I go onto the table, I pull out random cans. I don't, have favorites towards any of them, but with this guy here, I'm glad I saved this one for last, in a sense, because when I was out there in Rancho, first of all, if anyone's planning a trip to Ontario, California, Rancho Cucamonga, Uplands, anywhere like that, there are so many freaking breweries. It's like you need to really plan it out. So to give you an idea, Hamilton Family Brewery, first of all, it's a family brewery. The Hamiltons own the thing. Second of all, it's within walking distance of 2 other breweries. And when I asked at my hotel, hey, you're here for a week, you have 1 night to visit a brewery, where do you go? Without hesitation, both of the people at the front desk said, Hamilton Family Brewery. I said, cool, we're going. Now when you go there, you have to look real hard for it if you don't know where you're going, because in that area, it's all like industrial vanilla boxes kind of thing. So it's on the corner of one of these, but in back, dude, it's a whole different story. They've got a whole backyard. They've got tents set up. They've got food trucks. I was able to have a tamale at Lolly's Tamales, and you go into the food truck and Lolly's standing there handing you tamales. So shout out to Lolly's Tamales. This place in Rancho, I got some good B-roll. You probably just saw it as I was speaking. Met the cool people that I saw earlier. In case you missed them, here's the 2 couples. These folks were really cool. They led me to some good beers within the brewery, and actually, they're the reason that Cactus Jack is here with me right now. I want to thank the Wilsons for giving me the suggestion of bringing Cactus Jack home. Here it is. I hope it does you well. So, number 3, Cactus Jack. The cool thing about Hamilton Family Brewery, and this is the last I'll gush about them, I've never tasted anybody who does fruit beers better. All right? This Hangar 24 was good, but Hamilton knows how to do it, man. I had a raspberry lemonade ale. I had a blueberry and boysenberry ale, or lager, I think it was. I had a pineapple and orange and passion fruit. It's just, the list goes on, and they were really, really good beers. I like the place. When I go back out there next, if and when I go back out there next, I'm hitting them up just to say hi. If you're in the area and you haven't gone there yet, man, go there. Tell them you saw it on Do Stuff Drink Beer. Maybe they'll remember me. I left a coaster. Maybe they'll remember the coaster guy. Anyway, here we go. Cactus Jack. Oh, wow. Oh. Do you remember in the Colombian Quickie episode when I brought the glass across my face and I got a whiff of what was coming off. Dude, I just got that now. Holy shit. Tons of fruit. Tons of fruit. I'm not even going there yet. I'm going to tell you what I had before, just before, and then I'm going to do the official sniff. So I got the pineapple. That was definitely in there. It was definitely citrusy, and it smelled really freaking good. Here's the official sniff. Oh, bro. Yes. Yes. I didn't get it all the way past my nose, and I already smelled what I wanted to smell out of this. These two were great, sniff-wise, but this one, it had so much more. You know what I'm saying? It had so much depth to it. Like there was a fruit salad waiting for me underneath my nose, and not a 6.5 beer. That is really, really cool. Color-wise, I mean, it's a little hazy, but it's, for the most part, pretty transparent. Nice carbonation to it. So it looks real inviting. I didn't say I can drink a bunch of these on a 100-degree day like I've got today, but you never know. Let's try the taste. Let's just cut to the chase, shall we? There's your winner. There's your winner. Bar none. Just on that sip alone. Never happened on the show. Never happened. That shit is friggin' fantastic. If you're my age, and I don't know if this was a full country thing or if this was just a Northeast, but growing up, there was a juice that we used to have. It used to come in the can. Remember the can, folks? Remember people who were my age in their mid to late 40s? Do you remember the can that your mom had to open up with that church key thing? All right? And you had to put one on one side and one on the other just to ventilate the thing? Think of those cans. There was a juice that I loved as a kid. It was called Five Alive. Okay? Five Alive had all your citruses, and it also had like banana and some other shit thrown in there. But it was supposed to be 5 juices in one. Juice of 5 fruits in one can. And it was just outstanding. And I loved it as a kid. It was even better than Sunny D. That brings me back to an age that I can never go back to. And it's alcoholic. I mean, come on. Oh, man. Son of a bitch. And Hamilton, that's a compliment, man. Son of a bitch, man. That is so stinking good. Holy shit. Hangar 24, Ballast Point. Again, I wish I could be able to try more of your beers. Maybe next time I'm out in California, I'll pick up some. I don't know how someone can send me some because you can't really send beer in the mail. It's kind of illegal. If anybody's, flying from the West Coast and they bring some contraband, and you want to meet up, man, here's your email right here. I would love to taste more of these. Even if I didn't taste a bunch of other Hamilton family breweries, this would have won out. So this, true fashion, I got to do a 1, 2, and 3. This is how they stand up. Right here. You got your Hamilton family brewery first place. You got your Hangar 24 in second place. And you got your Ballast Point coming up in third place. All beers, they were really delicious, but we got to have a winner. These two in no way are you guys losers at all. You guys are fantastic beers. So, cheers to Hamilton Family Brewery. Cheers to Hangar 24. Cheers to Ballast Point. Here's the business, and I'm going to make it brief. Folks, like, subscribe. You want to see more of this stuff? I've got a 3-pack of single episodes coming because it's blueberry season here in New Jersey, folks. So I'm going to get you some blueberry ones coming on the way. Also, support your local brewery. All of these are local breweries to someone. They need your support in order to keep making awesome shit like this. So go out there, show your support, tell them you saw it on Do Stuff, Drink Beer. Maybe they'll figure out who the hell I am. Maybe they might look at it. Not saying they're gonna like me, not saying they're gonna subscribe, not saying they're gonna watch a video. But at least they'll be happy that someone's talking about it. Go out, see them, support your local brewery. That's all I got for you this week, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you came in. Go out and drink some good beers. Put me up in the comments of some stuff that you think I should try. Until next time, later, Gator. Can't wait to cut that out. Well, at least it's not scalping. I ain't got much up here, so I want to keep it. Oh, nice and sloppy. There we go. Boy, I can't wait to cut this out. God, I hope it's not like this for the other two. This would suck. This would be really boring. If you were actually watching this during the regular episode, you'd be bored to freaking tears. Be glad I cut this out. That's it. Done.